Welcome back to the channel, lads. Today we are down here at the Rally School Ireland, located just outside Monaghan town, for another episode of Toolbox Talkz. Today we're down at the Rally School Ireland to sit down with David Smith, who is one of the owners of the Rally School and has been running it for the last 25 years alongside his brother Malachy and his wife Veronica. It's quick to see why they've been so successful, with some legendary names walking through these doors like Kris Meeks, Bertie Fisher, Craig Breen, Colin McRae, Peter Solberg and even Oliver Solberg. David was kind enough to give us an hour and a half of his time to sit down and tell us some stories of these driving legends, and even show us some of his cars here on show that you yourself can hop in and drive, and even some from his own personal collection. David is an absolute gentleman, has some incredible stories to tell, and I know you will enjoy this episode. So if you are new here, why not leave us an out subscription? If you like what we do here, give us a like. It is the best way to help support the channel. And if you want to see more of these in the future, leave a comment below. I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to let the lads take it away from here. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy.
You any good with technology? Because I'm absolutely useless. Like, I can clap too, yeah.
Spoil it for him.
It's not about the amount of claps, it's how you clap.
Oh, it's about how you clap, is it? You've got a special type of clap, have you?
Special clap. I got to college for this clap. Years and years.
Years and years, huh? So anyways, David, thanks very much for having us down here today. Showing us around, obviously, some of your cars, some of the stuff that you do. Maybe would you like to talk through some of the stuff that you do as the Rally School here and what you can offer to some of the viewers potentially as well?
Yeah, well, I suppose it all goes back to nearly the start of it, why it's here.
Yeah.
You know, why the business is here. So the business was formed with the idea that people like yourselves could come, get into rally cars and get that thrill or that excitement where you're driving a real rally car.
Yes.
Helmet on, car sliding about, proper fit car, and getting that thrill of the movement and getting the thrill of the excitement. So that was the sort of the reasoning behind it.
Yes.
And that was why we established it. That was the sort of the purpose of it. So the whole aim of the place is to give you the opportunity then to drive different experiences. So started off with the rally, and then you have the drift, and then you have the supercars.
Yes.
Then we do other stuff with your own car. You know, there's loads of different options we can do with the track.
And is the drifting something you only started in the last few years?
No, we've been doing the drifting more or less like from we tarmacked it, so 08.
08, right.
So we've been sort of doing drifting all along. So.
And when did you originally open here first?
So 99, so September 99, so it's going 25 years.
Yeah, very good. And obviously it's been very busy for you as well. And then as you were saying to me earlier, we were actually looking at, David has a lovely picture upstairs in the waiting room of when Colin McRae was here back in 08, and that was a park gravel track you had back then.
04.
Sorry, 04, sorry, 04.
Yeah. So yeah, track initially was half tarmac and half gravel, so we looked at all the different places that we could experience in the UK and in Europe, and sort of picked what we considered to be the best pieces from it.
Right.
And then when we were building the track, then we got some experts in to help us with the track design and stuff. Yes. Poor Bertie Fisher, God rest him, was one of them.
Bertie Fisher was involved.
He was involved at the start of it, so helping us. And so it's a hobby for me turned into a business. Yes. And then we've been fortunate enough to enjoy that business then for the last 25 years. So it's not me on my own, it's myself, Malachy, the brother. He does all of the my brother, he does all of the mechanical stuff.
Yes.
So he builds the cars, maintains the cars, you know, all of that whole engineering side of things, that would be down to him.
And does Malachy or yourself, do you have any rallying history like?
So for me, it was just hobby turned into a business.
Yes.
So like he would have, from an engineering point of view, he worked in ProDrive. So, and then so he would have went all around the world then with the ProDrive guys.
Wow.
And it was a hell of an experience, because he was there when Burns and McRae and all them guys was there. Like,
so he met all like
he was there when they were there, like, and the experience. So it was literally McRae, but when he was there, you had a responsibility. So you'd basically be given a car, and you'd have to literally build the whole car.
Right.
And, you know, every component had to be added onto it and whatever else. So he'd be in there starting at, you know, 7 o'clock, or say 7:30 was the start time. So he'd be in at 7 o'clock, and himself and Dave Richards, the ProDrive guy, he'd be having coffee, and then they'd be looking at the car, you know. So for him, it was some experience that you were dealing with the boss.
Yeah.
And he'd be in and looking around and nosing about the different like cars. For him, it was a hell of an experience. That
must have been some experience from Alex.
And then to go and travel, like he was away down in one of the biggest rallies was Rally de Incas in Peru.
Right.
So they had to go travel like away down to Peru and then build a car, and then your man wrecked one of the cars, and then it was a whole thing of they had to go out and try and go to that, find the car first of all. So he's going along, there's one of the local guys on a motorbike, and he's on the back of the motorbike with the toolbox. And they're going through like, and it's sort of like off-road. That's and crazy, then they find the car, and the car had been rolled. So the only oil that they had was engine oil. So engine oil went into everything. And then got the car, then when they went to move off the wheels, because the arches were beat in, she wouldn't turn. So they had to, so he stopped one of the next cars.
Yes.
He took the wheels off that car. And put them onto his car, so that he could get back.
Get it back
but then that's you getting you back into service.
Yeah.
But get back into service, and then you have the whole car to rebuild. Wow. You have literally a whole car to rebuild. And this was this whole, amazing. So the car was going out the next day with wet paint on it. And your man was he'd be a sort of a very big character in that whole area, like, and drove her right back up to third, was overtaken for second, straight into the gable wall of a house.
Wrecked her again.
So it was...
it was time for a different driver.
No, but it was just, that was the thing. But they went from ground level to, it's ridiculous height, like meters, I don't know, would it be 12,000 meters? It's ridiculous, like really ridiculous. So at the top, the car only had 100 horsepower.
Wow.
Like that's all, like, so you had 300 horsepower down here, but the altitude was up there. And if you got out of the service van and you walked to the service van, but you didn't have your oxygen on you, you'd collapse before you got to the back of the van. Like.
Jeez,
that was the environment. And then you were walking at that altitude and then come back down again.
Yeah.
So for him, it was some adventure. Like, so
and did you ever go to any of them?
No, that was all. I was in construction and engineering at that stage, so he was doing that part.
He was doing that. Wow, God, that would have been so experience. But even to be there, like I remember growing up as a child, and it was McRae and Burns. Yeah. Like they were the two that I was fascinated with. Like I remember Burns in the 206 and McRae in the Focus. Like they're the two cars. Yeah. I actually don't really remember McRae in the Subaru. Yeah. But I always remember him in the Focus. Yeah. The Focus was the car that I just never will forget McRae driving. So I don't.
I'm science. I'm McRae.
Yeah, you're science McRae. A little bit older than me.
That extra little bit of difference, like, the thing with McRae was that he was the only driver that they were testing. So say, I can't remember, it could have been, there was two of them testing, and so you'd go and then he'd go, and then your turn again, and now Daniel's turn.
Bit like the last you had us down here on the track.
Bit like that, where you were racing, right? But then McRae sort of got a bit pissed off and like took 15 seconds out of everybody, like.
Unbelievable.
You know, and you just can't take just that.
Flick of a switch, like.
You know, that was his thing, where you just was no way possible this much time could be made back. Yeah. It just wasn't happening.
Wasn't possible.
And then you sort of go, hey boss.
He's just done it. He's just done it.
So God rest Colin, when he was a young fella, he was into motorbikes, dirt bikes and stuff. And there was sort of like a mountain or a hill up beside them where the guys would go on the trials bikes and see how far up you could go up the hill and whatever else. So Colin was doing that, and then he'd go up, and then he'd go really high, and then he'd come back in, and he was a bit cocky. Yeah. Like, so he come back in, and he'd why didn't you get that? Like, sort of like, and somebody said flippantly to him, you're da, when he was your age, cub, we put her to the top of the hill.
Right.
Yeah.
That set him mad altogether.
Turned round and he put the bike to the top of the hill. Nobody had ever put a bike to the top of the hill.
And he done it.
He's done it. He's just put it to the top of the hill. It couldn't be done.
Couldn't be done.
But he could do it.
He done it.
And that was the thing.
Oh my God.
So I remember then, you know, it's like, for me to get McRae here was like meeting your idol.
Oh,
it was just
be
like for you, it would have been have Saints. I'd love to have Saints here because I'm the same. I think he is the god of it. Like,
yeah.
But the aspect of having him here was, you know, for me,
incredible.
6R4 was somebody had asked earlier. Like, 6R4 would be like, what would you think is your best? What would you think is your favourite car?
Yeah.
So the 6R4, without a doubt, is my favourite car. And to have him here. In that car,
yeah.
You know,
use your idol driving your dream
right. And
car.
I'm sitting there beside him, and it's just so, you know, it was just such an experience. Like, so, you know, when you look back, you say, that was just on.
That was the peak of it for you.
It was just so good. So we basically got him here. He landed the helicopter. He'd done Killarney. That time we were down doing the rally in Killarney. Then he came back up. He wanted to try our Metro, which was a 2.8, against he had 2.5. So he wanted to see how much torqueier the 2.8 engine would be for the woods, you know, because it'd be more usable power. Instead of it being spinny power, it was usable power.
Right.
So I got the thing fired up, and the day that it was there was a problem with the gear lever, so the gear linkage at the top of it. And so I had said to him, I said, now when you're in first gear, you have to hold her in first gear. Like, there's a little burr on the top of it, and it'll pop back out, so you have to hold it. So it's a dog leg back to first. And if you told another driver that, they'd do it a little bit and then they'd forget. And then it'd bounce out of gear. And then it'd be the car's fault.
Right.
No, it'd be the car's fault. Because, it's jumped out of gear. Like, they would blame the car. But you just told him once and that was it. So when he was in first, you just held it in first.
Unbelievable.
And the second and the way on. So at one point I looked over at him, a bit like nothing was said, but I looked over at him with this query. I was a bit puzzled, and I was sort of going, and I didn't ask the question, I just looked a bit confused. And he says, David, in a slow corner, you just go slow. You can't make any time in a slow corner. As we're driving around in the 6R, a slow corner, you just go slow. You can't make any time here. You're just going to lose more time. Just accept it's a slow corner. So that was one thing. And then I always use that even for the guys doing the rally in here now, doing the rally license courses. But we come down to do the handbrake turn, and in the Metro you had no handbrake. Like, you couldn't handbrake it. Right. The way it was set up. So you had to flick it sort of sideways, come down into the corner, flick it, and then just rotate the car.
The other way.
And then away you went. But he would do that perfectly around the cone every time, as if it was like a photocopier, and each time it was identical. Like, every time it would be just like right round. I'd do that right one time in 50, and I'd be going, did you see me? Like, it was just, and you didn't even think about doing it wrong 49 times. Like. But so that was Colin here. And then after he passed, we happened to be over at Goodwood.
Oh, yes.
So Goodwood Festival, and that's a place. Have you been to it yet?
No, we're hoping to make it.
Yeah, go for Goodwood next year. Like, that's, you know, it's one of them things you have to do. It's just pure dream. You need to go for at least 3 days. There's no point going for a day. You need to go for the full whack, and it's just so good. But what happened subsequent to that was Kris Meeks would have started here as well. So Kris, when he would have worked for us, and 05.
Kris worked for you?
Yeah, Kris worked here too. He was instructed and stuff. And we would have helped him out at the start, you know, getting them going. When he was doing a scholarship, and that's a whole other story. Like, and then so Kris would have assisted in getting Colin here. Right. Yeah. Then so we were at Goodwood anyway. The first thing with Goodwood was for me going was we got a call through Kris Meeks that, you know, this fella wanted to come over and do some driving, and, you know, we're doing a bit of proper rally instruction and stuff. I didn't really know too much about it, so up who rocked it, but your man that owns Goodwood and his son. Right. And the two boys anyway. So the father competes, so he races a bit, and the young fella's 15. Right. So we did 3 days of intensive rallying with them. Like 3 full days of, like, it's like doing 2 rallies in a day, like 3 days in a row. And at the end of the 3rd day, the son bet the father. It was so exciting, and there was they weren't even like they were timing each other. Like it was competition, like. And so I forgot about it. But next thing we got the invite to go to Goodwood. Yes. So from him, so we went over Ford Galaxy people carrier,
where we
all the family, and away we went. So tip up, and even we were driving close to Goodwood, and we're arriving, and the guys are looking at the pass, your security pass on the truck. So we're heading up, driving closer to Goodwood, and you see security pass, and your man goes a bit puzzled, but go on ahead.
Yeah.
Next, go closer, like, right, okay, go on ahead. Can I check your paperwork? Okay.
Yeah.
So when we finished, we end up where the Ford Galaxy's in the middle of this huge car park, yeah?
Right.
And my young fellow opens the door of the Galaxy, and he looks around, and he goes, Daddy, this is the tallest car in the whole car park. So we're in the middle of the supercar car park.
Oh.
Like right up. So in the supercar car park, we're just literally there.
A Ford Galaxy. It's like
going right from here to the end of the lane, and you're in Goodwood. So it was just like your VIPs right to the door. Like. So the same thing applies. We were invited to go to the ball. Yes. I remember just pulling the Galaxy up in front of the thing. And honestly, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Ford Galaxy people carrier, just slip right in the line and stuff like this here. It was just because the boys had really enjoyed it. Like we had so much fun. But the funny story was, Jimmy McRae was there, and he was doing the runs up and down the forestry part. Yes. And we were doing a lot of business with Pirelli, and the Pirelli guy goes, "Where are you?" And I says, "I'm in Goodwood." "How are you?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Can you get your way up to the top of the rally stage?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "I'm just after coming down from it." Yeah. He says, "Get you back up there." He says, "And then you go with Jimmy McRae." And it was just blow your mind. Yeah. It was unreal. So got up, the panic to get up, couldn't get back up. You see, it was a huge queue of people waiting to try and get back up the hill. Yeah. How am I going to get back up? Like? And then I sort of called one of because there was like a tractor, and then you had a big trailer full of people, like, they've been moved up in these trailers and stuff. Right. So I went over to your man, I says, "Look, I need to do this. Is there any way you can do that?" And he says, "Come with me." He brings me around the corner, and he put a yellow jacket on. You can do anything with a yellow jacket. So, and then up and sat in with your man in the tractor. So he sat in the front with your man, and we went on ahead. Got up to the top, got the license, got into the car with Jimmy, overalls on, the whole business. So telling, Jimmy the crack about when Colin was here, and it was fabulous. So they done the run anyway, and then Jimmy points up at the time. He was quickest. He was quickest. In the old Legacy. Yeah, in the old, wow. In the old Legacy too. It was unreal. Some experience. Stuff. It was class. So you had that sort of an experience in having McRae here. Yeah. But it's amazing what came from it too, and everything that you're involved. Absolutely, yeah. No, yes. I suppose some other questions. So I suppose on a daily basis, what's the biggest challenge of running the likes of the rally school for you, David? Oh, I suppose, what would you say, I'm 25 years at it now, and anybody that's in my era of sort of thing that are still in business are sort of going, business isn't getting easier. Business is getting more difficult. Right. Everything you seem to do becomes more difficult instead of being more straightforward. Yes. You'd imagine if you're doing a certain thing for a period of time, it's going to get easier and easier. But the aspect of dealing with the customers, and the customers when they're here and all that, that's still the same. We still love all that. And the most difficult part is probably trying to, while you're running the business, build the business. Yes. It's got a lot harder and adapt the business whatever way, because you keep on having to change stuff, and you keep on having to move and adapt, as the business develops. So it's trying to figure where to concentrate your effort, because there's only limited resources. Yes. And to where's your time best spent? Yes. So, trying to keep on top of the trend, I suppose, at all the times, keep there with it, Yeah, just focus on what keeps the business taking over. That's the hardest bit. Yeah. And as you were saying, 25 years in business, what was the first car that you had then? So initially we started with 2 Mark IIs, and we still have them. Still have the two of them? Yeah, the two of them still there. So that's nice to have the two of them too. Triggers brush, like they've been been rebuilt a few times now at this stage. Yeah. But your 2 Escorts, the 2-door Subaru we sold, and that was a mistake. We should have kept that, because that was 001, so that was the first. Oh, the version 6 too. First of the version 6 2-doors. Oh man. That ProDrive built. So that was their show car. And we had. Do you know where that car went? Don't know where it went. No. It's probably still in the country somewhere. So that was it. So we sold it then to get the newer stuff, and you basically kept on
just keep on
upgrading the stuff.
Yeah, that there answers one of the questions that we had from Gary on TikTok. He was asking, do you have any of the original cars?
Yeah.
So you still have your 2 original Mark IIs?
Yeah.
Like that is cool to have the 2 original ones that you can just, like the other things that you'll never sell now.
Yeah, and then like the one that you were in the last day with the roof vent on it. So that's the one that McRae drove. So when he was here,
I knew it. That's how I managed to beat Daniel. I was in McRae's car.
Tenth. Oh no!
Oh yes.
Get going.
One lap.
No!
Yeah, and last lap.
Oh my God. Jeez, you're rapid.
105.
Yeah, good pushing.
Fair play.
No, that's the one that he was here in, and he enjoyed. So.
That is really nice now. And then was there any cars that you regret selling?
Yeah, without a doubt, like the Metro. So we had 2 6R4s. So we had that one, and then I'd put onto the TV there the something that you'd be trying to get your guys to have a wee look at. Fire it. Can I turn the camera around for 1 minute? Spoiling everything on you. But it's only just to let you see, like, people that sort of go, why is that your favourite car, or how can that be your favourite car, or whatever. But no, come on.
Is this in Killarney?
Yeah, that's Killarney. Yeah, this is
lethal. Was this your? This was
that's
your
our
old,
car.
This
Yeah,
is your old
that's
604.
So we had that in Rally Ireland in 2009. Yeah.
In 2009 you had this, right?
So that thing there was just so bad. 0 to 100 miles an hour to stop in 10 seconds.
0 to 100 miles and to stop.
And stop in 10 seconds. Yeah.
And is this the one McRae drove?
No, this is yes. Sorry, that's the one. No, that's the one Solberg drove.
With wet roads and everything, like.
Mental. Look at the rev counter. Now see the rev counter is left hand.
The left hand.
That's 10,000 revs. 10,000 revs. V6 at 10,000 revs. She's 400 horsepower at 10,000 revs. And 1,000 kilos. That thing there was, what did I regret selling? That there.
That's the one you regret letting go.
Yeah. It's just mental, like, and that's about, and he's only getting into it.
Yeah.
As it goes along, it just gets more and more and more nuts, like. But you'd be trying to get your guys to have a look at that.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it, you want nobody to disturb you.
Yeah.
You want to be fit to do it at home. Just switch it on, TV on. Nobody's annoying me.
I have seen that video before, so I have. It's unbelievable. Like, as you're sitting there, it only weighs a ton.
Yeah.
And it's, what is it, 400
horsepower?
400 horsepower.
1,000 kilos. Like.
Jeez, it's crazy, like, isn't it?
It was just so
And that's
exciting.
wet road, like.
Yeah.
And he is baiting it on there, so it's.
So that particular car then, it brings us to somebody had asked who was the youngest driver.
Yes.
Our youngest driver. So our youngest driver is Oliver Solberg.
Right.
So Oliver would have started, was here when he was 6 years old. So that's our youngest ever driver.
Wow, 6 years old.
So the father was here, Peter was here, because he wanted to drive that Metro.
Yes.
He just had. These
Metros were all talk.
Loeb would be the same. Loeb would be the same. He'd want to drive that. All them guys would want to drive that because it's just.
That's a proper rallying car too.
Proper thing. And so Solberg was here anyway with the young fella, and he was out in the Metro, and he got back in, and he was just full of adrenaline, like lapping around, like just
jumping around.
Oh, just so excited, like it's just. I never seen anybody more excited. He just absolutely loved it, and. So we had a huge one. And I says, what about the little man, like, because Pernella, his wife, is a rally champion.
Oh, right.
And then Patter's world champion.
Right.
So I says, what about the wee man? And he says, no, not for cars, quads, yes, but not for cars. I says, we'll have a go. And so we got him into the car, got the cushions and the whole thing, got him started. Yeah, he was just driving it about, but it was the whole sensation of him. But see, when he got out, Peter was like 6 foot tall. He was so proud of the cub, like. It was just, so that particular car, Salzburg absolutely loved it. Like, he just couldn't get enough of it. And the day that he was here, the Nissan was here. And he hadn't really done a lot of drifting.
Yeah.
So that police car.
Oh, right, he was here then.
So Salzburg was in the police car.
Right.
And he was sort of racking his head a bit, like, and I was like, you have to really, and it was just so much fun to be with him. Yeah. And then it just, once it clicked in on it, that was it. It was just so much crack. Like, but so that in terms of the youngest lad, that would be him.
Yeah.
And then the oldest guy is 86, oldest driver.
86
years of age. So he's up and he was looking at the car and he sat into the Subaru that we use for the demo laps, the blue estate car. Yeah. And he's looking down in it and he goes, "Oh, this isn't the one with the variable differential."
You straight away there now.
But this is at 86. And the same lad could tell you all the cars that he'd ever owned. Yeah. And the registration. How cool was that? Like, his first car was his, and the whole list of all the different stuff. So that was the youngest lady then was 8.
8, right.
And the oldest lady's 81.
81.
So you had sort of, it's a thing that so it's an experience that people can do. We now say 13 and up, so as a guideline we've changed the age up to 13.
Yeah.
So
great experience for a young person to get into too.
Brilliant for them to get used to it, and the car skidding about and they're learning what's happening and stuff.
Oliver Solberg went on to compete in the rallying as well.
So he won, around the World Championship there like a week ago. So
it's a great stepping stone for someone if they want to get into a bit of motorsport or something like that. Like I know when we went out and got out of the cars, like I was like, and I'd be used to not cars like what you have, but I'd be used to like turbo cars and stuff like that, but that's next level. Like,
it's exciting. It's designed to be that you get out and there is adrenaline in you. That that's the thrill with it. Like Tommy Bowe, when he was here, he was in the aerial nomad thing that we had. He done 3 laps and he just got out. He was full of adrenaline. He was just like pumped, absolutely just
something completely different for him. You'd think something like that wouldn't faze him at all.
But then he was saying that we, in sport, his sport, you have to be fit to access the adrenaline immediately.
Straight away.
Yeah, so that's why they would be like that.
Yeah.
But it was cool to.
And see the 604s, the one there that showed in the video and the one which you had. Where did you build them?
No, we bought both of them. So the first one we had for maybe 15 years.
Right.
And the second one we probably owned for maybe 8 or 10 years. And tried to buy that one back, or looked at buying that one back at the start of this year, but it was gone.
Right.
It's staying in Ireland all right, but it's just another private collector sort of fella that's gathering them up.
Gone into a collection.
It's just like, why do we sell that? Like,
that's just the one.
But then you had to move on at the time, and then
that's it. But now it's funny at the times has nearly gone back. Like I would far rather drive the 604 there than say the Subaru that you have. And like, I'm a Subaru man. Don't get me wrong, I love me Subarus, but like, just the 604s are cool. Like they are the rally car too of the time. That you remember them and the Quattros, I suppose. But like, the 604 was always the one for me. And again, I remember when I was younger being up in Donegal and McRae rallying in the Donegal rally one year in a 604.
In the Metro, that was.
And just the noise of it going up through the stages and stuff was just amazing. Like,
that was the same engine. It would be the same car.
Yeah.
So his was 165 and ours 166. So it was the same, more or less
the same thing. Yeah. And I suppose, excluding then we'll say the 604, is there any car that you would love to buy if money wasn't an object?
I'd always had it, but I'd never driven one. But I always had a notion for a 22B. I always thought the 22B. Now we at a time in around recession time, 2008, 2009, that sort of thing, I could have bought a 604 or 22B for €15,000.
Oh!
And it was sitting there for maybe a year and a half.
Here?
Yeah, it was a customer had it here for sale. It was sitting there for a year and a half.
For sale?
Yeah.
it was just the times, I suppose, it couldn't sell.
And so in the end of it, it went to Australia. But you know, that's one that you missed. Like, you know, it would have been
that's
nice.
The one that got away.
I'd like to. Yeah, I think I'd like to have a 22B.
I do actually like the 22Bs as well. They're gone mental money now. Like, they're crazy. Yeah. What about electric? Hybrid?
Don't see it as yet. Like, it's you know, it's for me. Part of the whole experience is the noise and the excitement and you know, that, yes, you could argue the other things are super quick, ridiculously quick, but it's just, to me, it's a bit like a dog that meows. It just doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem right, yeah.
You know, it's like, not, it doesn't, super fast, whatever else, but I'm not a big fan of the battery stuff.
Yeah, like even there, when you start the likes of the Mark II Escort, you just know, like, you know, that's a rally car. You know, like, whereas if it's an electric car, it could be sitting up in the shed up there and you wouldn't even know, like, you know.
It's a different, you know, it's different.
Just the times are changing too, isn't it? Like,
I don't see, I think personally, electric cars or hybrid cars are only one decent car fire away from being in a serious problem.
Yeah.
So like a decent ferry fire, that, you know, big ferry fire that involves a lot of fatalities, or a building fire that involves a lot of fatalities, will mean that the cars aren't transportable.
Yeah.
So if you can't transport them, you can't have them. No, you can't sell them.
Can't sell them. Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's the reality of it. So they have no way of putting out the electric vehicle fires.
No.
When it's they just have no way to deal with it. And as we move forward, they keep on talking about new battery chemistries and new this, new that. Like, we have another business where we're involved in a fire blanket that goes over an electric vehicle.
Yes.
So we worked on that for 5 years with a Norwegian company. But part of the testing that we would do with that, or proving to customers that it works and stuff, involves putting the vehicles on fire. So we'd go to Norway sort of once a year and you'd burn 5 or 6, but they'd be brand new cars, like, literally.
Just burn them.
Just come from the manufacturer, driven to there, bump.
Yeah. Away you
go. But and one of the tests, we were asked by the police in the UK what would happen if somebody happened to shoot the battery. You know, if there was shots fired at an incident and a shot went into the battery, like, what would happen? Like, so we got one of their guys to do the
test,
what if test, like, and we couldn't, you know. So this guy rocks up, like, and he you know, it's all this big open area where we're doing the test, and it's all official, like, and so this guy rocks up, but he's like your man Jack Reacher.
Right.
You know, like, he's just this big guy, big lump of a lad that you just wouldn't cross, like. So he rocks up and he, okay, and then he just opens the back door. Second bullet into the battery. All that energy that's trapped inside. People don't realize the amount of energy you see that's stored in it. It's like people saying about electric vehicles and charging electric vehicles in your home and whatever else. They go, would you be happy putting a petrol filling tank in your home?
In your house.
Like, would you like to be in your living room? Would you like to be in your living room topping the motorbike up with two-stroke, like, in the middle of the living room? But this is the reality, is we're putting a huge amount of energy into a battery, and the chemistry of the battery, how it's made, how it's quality control, all that sort of stuff. So if you're in that world, and that's a world that we've been in for 5 years, you're starting to see all of the problems. And everybody at the minute is just running headlong towards this, but they're not thinking of what's happening next. Like, and you might, you know, Dave Corbally, we would mention his name earlier on, he taking the batteries apart and trying to keep the things going and whatever else. But ultimately, there's poor regulation. And with poor regulation, you're going to have problems. And then there's the race to make them cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and make them go further. So the two things are not working. It's not going to work out right. Yeah, it's a bit like putting, you know, we can only put 5 litres into the tin. And then I'm saying, no, you have to put 10 litres into the tin. And you go, but I can't. And you go, but you have to. We'll have to make the tin a wee bit bigger, and we'll have to squish it a wee bit more, and this is, but all your safety margins are gone now. And that's the reality with electric stuff. So at the minute, no plans for electric.
No plans for electric, yes. And then I suppose what you're talking about, using no plans. If someone was coming down here, I suppose this is a hard question for you to ask, but what would be, or answer, sorry, would be the ideal car, do you think, for people, or what car suits best? What kind of person does each car suit? What would be the best car for someone coming down here maybe that hasn't done rallying before to kind of start out in?
Yeah, no, it's the easier stuff to drive would be the likes of, like, there's loads and loads of people now having driven the GT86 will go away and want to buy a GT86 immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
And you'd see that with the Subaru too, like to drive the Subaru and go, I know, I need to buy a Subaru.
Yeah.
And there's no negotiating with them. They wouldn't even bid your man. You're looking for 10 grand for it, oh, here's 10 grand.
Here's 10 grand.
11 if you can deliver it tomorrow. They just really, that Subaru does it, the GT86 does it, where people immediately have driven it, want to get one. And so from that side, you'd see that a lot. The Escort stuff has become horrid expensive too.
Right.
All that Escort world, to buy anything in that. And then the Escort guys are getting older now too.
Yeah.
So it's nearly now that sort of next generation. So I would say personally that the GT86 is the new twin cam.
Yeah, twin cam.
It's the new twin cam. It's the next version of it. They're easily to modify. They're fun. They're easy to drive. They've good brakes on them. 200 horsepower is standard. They're just a really good
car
package.
Yeah. Darren, again, when I drove the GT86 out there, I thought it was very nice as well. So, but for me, it's the Mark II. Yeah. I'm an older type of guy, but the GT86 is a lovely car to drive as well. Like, and it's completely different type of car as well. Like so. But no, I enjoyed driving both the Escort and the GT86, so they were both very nice to drive. So they were. Any of your cars up there get used in competitions?
So no, everything's sort of used here.
Just here. They never really leave the site, I suppose.
No, everything's sort of kept on site. So insurance point of view and everything else.
I suppose it has to be. And I suppose a lot of them are they registered on the road?
Some are road legal, but a lot of the stuff would be just specific for the track. Like.
Yeah. And the car you enjoy driving the most around here, it has to be the blue Subaru, doesn't it?
Oh, well, that's the one you drive the most. I could spend a good bit of time in that one. But no, I love that old Subaru. I think it's fabulous. We have the old Legacy sitting out the back there, sitting down, and it could do with being restored at some point. But it was the original Bertie Fisher that he would have used it on when he was doing the recce.
You had that.
Yeah, that's sitting out the back,
right.
But abandoned out the back. But I guarantee if you put a battery on it, it'll start. It'd start. It maybe not started in 10 years.
Right.
But so no, it's. In terms of what you enjoy driving the most, I love the Subaru. On track, I love the feeling of the grip and the power and that sort of thing. I think it's a fabulous thing on the track. But the Escort, still very hard to beat. Real old school, mechanical. If you can drive the Escort really well, you could put it round there as quick as a Subaru.
Right.
But you'd have, you'd be on it.
You need to be Colin McRae good at that.
No, you need to be on it. You need to be. But it's possible. So you have something that's 150, 160 horses up against something that's 325, and yet if you can do it, you can do it. So that's what makes it mad exciting.
So then I suppose that rolls on then to our next question as well. Do you prefer driving the older, newer vehicles? And I'm kind of gathering you prefer driving the older cars.
Well, everything that's here is here sort of because it's for custom. Why have we the stuff here? Why have we the likes of the E30 BMW? Because people love it.
Yeah.
People love driving it. You get out of the thing and you go, that's unreal. And then with the more modern version, then the E30, the coupe with the E36 and the 3 litre in it.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun for people to drive. It's a little bit more modern on the steering end of things, better brakes on it, it's a little bit more nimble. But what we're looking for is for you come here, you're driving cars that are of a higher standard than you expect you're going to drive. You're getting to have more fun on the track than you're expecting you're going to be let do.
Yeah.
And you're leaving here buzzing.
Oh,
that was always the sort of the premise with the business, is that the cars have to be exciting, the customer's going away happy, and that's what we've built the business on, is you going away, telling some other lads, they come up.
Yeah, I tell you one thing,
and that's how it's.
Both me and Daniel can vouch for that, because we've been down here and done the track, and every time we go away, we're just going up there thinking, oh my God, that was amazing, we're just buzzing, the adrenaline going, and It's just fabulous. Like getting out there, getting, as you said, they're doing more than you think you're going to get doing. Like the first time I remember sitting with you and you were just shouting at me, and I was like, oh my God, he's shouting at me. But like it was good, like, because you'd be thinking coming down, right, David's going to sit there, the car's going to be limited to 30 mile an hour and you're just going to drive around the track. Like, you are there, and I mean, you are roaring, which is brilliant, like, because you're pushing and pushing, and I could see it in my lap times coming down, like, and it was definitely, because I suppose that's again how proper rally drivers go through it, is the co-pilot shouting at them in the passenger seat.
Well, it's that idea of you learning what your limits are. That's okay, and you have to go to a point where you find where not okay is. That's getting up closer to the edge, so that you can start to recognize, I'm getting close to it. Yeah, I'm at it.
Let's not go over it.
No, I got over it, so I got back. That's okay.
I got back safe.
But that was just okay, and it's recognizing where the boundaries are. And the way the track's engineered, the corners, the cambers, and all that sort of stuff, it's all built to simulate really difficult rally conditions, and corners that tighten more than expected, and downhill stuff and uphill stuff and off camber stuff and positive camber stuff that's working with you and again you. And once you start thinking about, like,
and then I suppose you've had lots of celebrities other than rally drivers here as well. Like, is there any of them that stands out? Any good stories?
Somebody that was lovely and nice. Your man from the X-Men, Michael Fassbender.
Oh yeah.
He was
on track.
So he was getting ready to getting the license up for doing Killarney Rally.
All right.
So he done the rally. Accomplished enough sort of a driver fella, like he's a driver, big time, and but he took this notion, Killarney, and got the thing, and had a real good fit car and stuff down at it. So we had a real good bit of fun with him here and that. And he was lovely. He was really, really genuine. But we met lots of different other celebrities over the years.
And you have a good wall of it up inside as well. We were looking at it earlier just when we were waiting for you, and I couldn't believe some of the names. There was some fairly good names on it. Like,
so the plan is to try and just, like, for us, we're sort of trying to do a bit of a relaunch now after 25 years, and that's why we've sort of gotten a bit more heavily into bed with the Toyota stuff.
Yes.
And because I feel that should suit that next age group better. Like the GT86s are seriously good fun to drive. And I think that coupled with the Aris, and I don't know, you can ask your crew or see what the thoughts are. We're even thinking of maybe getting a Starlet, rear wheel drive Starlet or something like that.
Oh yeah, KP60.
Something like Toyota, so it'd be like a Starlet, GT86 and the GR. So something a bit mad like that. So, but it's all just trying to make the business evolve to suit the way the things is going, isn't it? Yeah.
See, there's going to be a noticeably big difference as well between people that come from a motorsport background and your normal person, I suppose.
It's a real funny thing. Like, so you could get a group of lads here on the day and want to be a motorsport guy, and the other guy not.
Right.
But what you'll see on that type of a day, and you'll see it in all forms of coaching, even flying or whatever, where somebody's learning something.
Yes.
If the person hasn't experienced previously, and you're explaining something to them, they'll be looking at you, and they'll be, taking it all in. Right. And we'll be telling them stuff, and they'll be absorbing it in, like. But the motorsport guy, do you ever shut up and let me drive, like?
I just let me drive.
Shut up and let me drive, like. And then after a wee while, when the other guy's hammering him, he's in a panic, and then he'll try and go harder. But then by going harder, he's probably going to go slower. So they can get a bit frustrated sometimes. At a novice, you get, it's like the father and the son, you're from man from Goodwood, like, that they can really achieve, like.
Yeah.
They can, because they're building.
They're building the whole
Or the other guy will be doing stuff, and then if that stuff doesn't work, then I have to fix that stuff. But because you're doing that stuff that way, you don't know how to fix it.
Yes.
Whereas the other fella can be fixed.
Yes.
Like, he knows how to fix it.
It
makes for good fun. It's a real good leveler.
Yeah.
People on a day out that if you had a company, like what we'll be pushing from now to Christmas is sort of companies like to come and do, like, or groups of lads to come and do that Christmas party thing, where you're coming, you're doing a mad day's crack, and then you have something to chat about that evening in the pub. Company was up recently, 3 girls, and 2 of the girls beat all the boys. There's 21 lads,
right.
And 2 of the girls, but I wouldn't give them the timesheet because I knew the times, I'd seen the times. Like, So, and we said the timesheet could only be opened, put in a sealed envelope, and it could only be opened when everybody was sitting around the dinner table that evening.
Brilliant.
There was 24 of them for dinner, and then they ripped open the thing, like, and then the crack took out in the place.
I can imagine that was great crack.
It was good fun. But that's the idea, is that people will be thinking a bit ahead, and this is something a bit fun to do, and put a few pound aside, a bit, and then you have a few pound together, and you're getting to do amazing cars.
You've obviously, I'm sure you have a lot of people that come down here that are very nervous to go out on track.
100%. You get people but the fact that we're used to doing it from our side of things, and used to dealing with people in that situation, we can sort of pretty quickly get them put at their ease. And then once they can start to know that we're like, a lot of people have never experienced a car skidding.
Probably not.
Never.
Never.
They'd be driving along in their Golf or their a little Cupra or something like that, and then go, I was driving around, and then the back of the car slid when I was going around, like it slided away. When I was going around the corner a little bit. But they're not aware of why it slided, how it slided, what made it slide,
what to do when it does slide.
So all of that sort of stuff. So it's brilliant for, like, most people's first skid is their first crash. Car skidded, and then it crashed.
I can vouch for that.
You played that game.
First skid in the road, into the hedge.
So it's that idea where they can experience that. There was another lady who was up 24 there recently, and I thought maybe 18, 19, but she was 24. Like, she's driving for 3-4 years now at this stage, and so she's quite cautious initially. But once you learn where, we can go harder than this, we can brake better, we can feel it. And it's to do with how people are taught to drive. So we would teach you to feel what the car does. And once you feel it, then you can do stuff with it. Whereas other people would be taught differently, and it makes it much more difficult for them to fix the car if it starts to go wrong. So most people will crash on a right-hand bend.
Right, on a right-hand bend.
So it's like you going to the scrapyard looking for a left-hand front headlight for a Nissan Bluebird. Loads of right-hand ones, or will that do you?
There you go.
Looking for a left-hand front headlight? No.
Don't have, all out.
So, because what happens is, as we're driving around the bend, we drive on the left-hand side of the road, we see something in the hedge that we shouldn't be looking at all. And then we drive towards it, and then we hit it. And then you go, how did it hit it? Because you never took your eyes off it. So it's that idea that if you're taught and learn how not to do this, that you don't be looking at the edge, look at the road. There's no trees in the road. And let's go there. And it sounds like such a silly thing to say to people, but once you practice it and learn it. So that's what I'm saying. And you're asking who would perform better, the motorsport guy or the novice guy. In that situation, like, we had an 11-year-old girl coming around the corner, and I had said to her, coming to the corner, right, put your foot on the brake. The second you put your foot on the brake, now turn your head. Now, in one motion, now turn the car, feel the car coming in. She's 11, 11 years old. And I says, put your foot on the brake, now turn your head. Okay, now turn the car. And then halfway around the corner, she goes, David, that is so cool. And I'm going, what? She goes, if you turn your head, your eyes tell your hands what to do. It's really cool. Like. And she had just figured this out. But you're sort of going, that's how it works. See, if you turn your head, you know what you're looking at, where you want to go. That's an 11-year-old. And I'd be trying to beat that into some fella that's doing a bit of motorsport. I said, just turn your head and then leave your head there. Now the car, and then he goes, just, that's unreal.
That works.
That's unreal. You can see the corner, like. And you're sort of going, that's how it works.
Rallying, I suppose, is obviously a big part of your life. Has there been anything that has impacted your life with rallying? I suppose maybe would it be the death of Colin McRae or something like that?
Like them big characters like Bertie Fisher, God rest him. So he helped us when we were establishing the building that we're in, the Fisher Foundation. He came on board, so we approached them to how can we assist or help or boost safety in motorsport, and they came on board when we were building this. So it's both for motorsport and also for road safety. So, like, he was a big character and a big miss. Like, we had some fabulous days with him here. Mark was with them. Mark's his son's first time driving rear-wheel drive stuff was here, like, and the crack took out, you know.
Yeah.
So we had some lovely days with them here. Yeah. It was just so much fun, and on one of the, like, it was like a Fisher only sort of a day. One of the guys that doesn't really rally beat the whole lot of them, and it was like in their own family, like, so we had some really good memories and good fun with that side of it. But yeah, guys like that, yes. And then more recently Craig, like, so it's, you know, it's motorsport.
It's motorsport too. Yeah,
motorsport is sport. You're competing at ridiculous speeds, and it's not without its risks. That's the reality of it.
That's part of motorsport, isn't it?
But from our own facility side of things, it's designed to be safe.
Yeah.
So that from an accident or an incident point of view, we haven't had a problem in 25 years. So, but we run a tight ship.
Yeah.
And there are rules, and then you play within the rules, and we're having loads of fun. And that's what it's all about. So trying to keep everybody safe, keeping the cars right, everything right, and then you can have a load of fun while you're here.
Yeah. And it's not just on the track experiences that you offer either, David. You have other experiences as well that you offer. Would you like to talk us through some of them?
So the hole that we're in is all to do with road safety. So road safety is another big part to the business, and you have the rollover simulator that's here. You have tires, explaining to people about tires. That you have different, what I'd consider to be practical. This is like what's called an immersive learning facility. So you learn by doing stuff instead of me telling you stuff, or watching a video and you sort of absorbing a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But if you've done the road safety course and you've done all the elements of it, so you've done this part, which is the sort of indoor element, so you learn about drink, drugs, the effect it has on you, how debilitating it is, a small amount of alcohol, a slightly larger amount of alcohol in you. What's it like driving at twilight? What's it like driving when you're tired? All these impairments and things you're learning and you're experiencing and getting a feeling for what's that like. So you're learning about seat belts, the importance of seat belts. If everybody's a seat belt on, the likelihood of you being involved in a fatality then is much, much, much decreased. You know, you still have 1 in 4 people that are involved in a fatal accident have no belt on. Still, even today, yeah.
Jesus.
And so from that side, we focus on in the whole safety part of it. So we would train the likes of some of the ESB apprentices. We were training them for a long time. Then other companies then that would be sending anybody that has, I call it a driving for work program. Anybody that's driving as part of your job.
Yeah.
So if you come here and done the experience, you would leave safer. Because you'd learn stuff that sort of makes sense to you, and it's explained to you in a common sense way. You sort of go, geez, I know, that makes sense. You know, that's why wasn't I told that? Because, So we like, and we've done that since we opened for 25 years, discussed road safety, talked about road safety, helped people from a road safety point of view. And by pushing that message and trying to get people we've had, you know, situations where people are writing to you and going, geez, thank you so much. Like, that was, you know.
Really enjoyed that.
No, but also in the practical thing. Right. You know, so with this part, then we do on track, we have a vehicle that's fitted with a skid system. So if you would watch the likes of Tokyo Drift or your James Bond stuff or all of that sort of thing, we have a system that allows the vehicles to slide at really low speeds.
Oh, right.
So that's a whole cool industry to be part of as well. So that, but from the road safety point of view, it's a system that's used in America to train the police. So you fit the skid system onto the vehicles, and then they can do all sorts of maneuvers easily and then safely with the vehicle. So we have it here fitted on some vehicles, and then you can literally experience the car sliding on ice. So you're driving on ice. Even if it's the middle of summer, we can do ice driving. Right. So it's that idea that the car's, oh Jesus, and it's sliding so quickly. And then you learn that if the car's sliding quickly, you have to fix it quickly. If it's sliding slowly. So you're trying to make your reactions proportionate to the loss of grip. And you can do stuff wrong. So most people, car skids, and you brake, and they go, whoa,
around it goes.
Webs round. And you can say, well, that didn't work. Okay, let's do it again. Brake again. Well, that really didn't work. You know, so you can do it and repeat it and repeat it. So the road safety side of things, I was so proud of a guy. There's a guy here maybe 12 months ago. Fierce nervous fella. Fierce nervous fella. And he was back this year with the mum. So the mum wanted to do it. And the young fella said he'd do it again. And so out on the track anyway, and we came to doing the balance in the car while driving on ice.
Yeah.
And so popped him in first, and it was just as if he had stepped out of the car 12 months earlier.
Right.
He just immediately, I was so proud of him.
He knew.
It just instant. He was just picking up
exactly
and could balance the car like Tokyo Drift. Like he could just balance it, and it's sliding, and it just floating.
There you go. Just stuck.
So, but it just made, and and then the mum couldn't believe it, like, because then when she was doing it, was like so hard.
Yeah.
You know, when it's sliding,
that
what do you do?
experience
Because she was doing the braking and all the normal stuff that people do. So that activity of training, so we can do it from the road safety side of things. We can do it in your own cars. So we would do it with people with maybe performance cars, you know, really nice stuff, and they'll come and they'll learn where the edges are. So that if they're in bother, then they know how to recognize what they're doing and why to, you know,
why to do, what to do, when to do it, and all that. Right,
sort of stuff.
That's very good. I didn't realise you'd done that driving on ice experience. So that's another good one for viewers as well, if any of you is interested in doing that. So then on to the next question we had from Declan on Snapchat there, David. He was wondering, what's your daily driver? So
typically, I for the last, probably for out of 25 years, for 20 years, we were driving Subaru.
Right.
We were sponsored by Subaru, and we were driving Subaru for 18 out of that. Then we were sponsored by BMW and Mini. So we were we were the BMW driving experience for Ireland.
Yes.
And around the time of the bad snows, bad storm, was it 20? Where was that?
Was it 18? Was it
something like that? Yeah.
Big one.
No, 18.
Yeah,
I think,
it could have been maybe. Really bad snow. Whatever it was, that really bad snow, and so we approached BMW then with the view that we could replicate and do all the stuff and prove that if you put the proper winter tires on your BMW, you have a car that you can use in wintertime. And people go, but you can't. And then, so we had the fleet of here, we had 2 5 Series, 2 3 Series, 2 1 Series.
Right,
and the whole fleet of stuff, and then Mini brand as well.
Yeah.
And so we'd get people come here, and then you'd come and you could experience it, and they could drive in the normal tire. And then you put the winter tire on and you go, that's unreal.
Completely different.
So even on that hill that's out here beside us, like that was covered in sheet ice, but you could reverse a 5 Series up it and stop. You couldn't stand on it.
Right.
You literally couldn't stand. If you got out, you'd fall on your bum.
Yeah.
But you could stop the car and reverse it back up and stop and turn around.
No problem.
No problem. When you had the proper tires on, it was such a transformation that, so it was for people to become more confident. So we've done that for a number of years. So Subaru for probably 20 years, BMW then in between. So I still in the back of my head, I would like something, I fancy something, maybe V8 or something like, just something a bit nuts.
Something a bit nuts,
So.
Well, actually, that's another question by Declan as well, is if you had a weekend toy just for fun, what would it be?
Yeah.
So something V8.
I'm thinking, something V8, like something, or V10 even, go proper mad. Audi maybe, something like an Audi RS4 or something like that, or RS6 or something like that. Something,
a bit, and probably one of the older ones too, The older RS4s were a really nice car, weren't they?
Yeah, gorgeous car. Yeah.
They were nice. What else have we got?
I had an S2 as a company car, when I was in construction, I had an S2. I put 135,000 miles on it in 2 years.
Oh, nice.
And loved every single mile of it. Every time I drove it, you just absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Loved driving it. While I was driving it, I also always fancied an E-type Jag. You know, I thought that was a beautiful shape, like wire wheels, the green, British Racing.
Worth a lot of money now too.
Yeah. So, because I was leaving the car and doing such big miles, I'd left the Audi in for a service. You know, every couple of weeks, 3 weeks, it was being serviced. Like, you know, the mileage was so high. So back in for another service end of things, and then I'd left. I'd picked up an Audi A3 or something, was leaving, and then about 20 minutes down the road, your man rings me. He says, "David, I'm after trading in an E-type Jag. You can come back up and take this with you for the weekend." Oh. So I nearly 4 black lines on the road and the thing, and back up the road and up to the dealership and couldn't fit. 6'5".
Too
I
tall.
was too tall. I was just distraught. It was just a horrible moment. Yeah, that was the one. That was the hero you couldn't meet. Like, and the same. There was a Stratus here. You know, one of them Stratus things.
Stratus, yeah.
Couldn't fit in it. Just too big. Just couldn't fit. What was the other one I couldn't fit in? The Countach. Not a hope. Not a hope. So it was. That was the. But the Audi S2. So I always had a big soft spot for the Audis, like
they are nice. There's nice note off them engines and everything.
It was a fabulous car. 165 mile an hour, way back then. Like it was just such a good car.
And the cars that you're running here, David, fuel wise, that's not
pump fuel.
Pump fuel.
Yeah,
fuel.
Everything's on pump fuel because.
And are you putting additive in with that?
No, it's all the cars are sort of. That's what we've run on, and that's the way they're sort of set up to just run on standard pump stuff.
Yeah. And then that rolls on to our next question. What's your opinion on this new E10? There's a lot of mixed views about it.
I don't think it'll be. You know, it's a bit like this AdBlue stuff. This AdBlue stuff is a nonsense.
Yeah,
it's just a pure nonsense. It's a pure it's another tax that's been put on to people.
Yeah,
the AdBlue and the things. Like every garage you go by, there's AdBlue stored outside it.
Oh yeah.
I can't have AdBlue outside.
No, you can't have it in sunlight.
And every garage has it stuck outside. So
and a lot of people don't realise that.
That's immediately dead. All that stuff's dead. And then that combined with the way that the tanks are left, the stupidity of the tank design, and that the sensor's at the top.
Oh yeah.
So it's a sensor that has to come down and come back up. So if you overfill it, then the sensors go that there's no AdBlue in it. But the thing's full. It's full. It's more than full. Then it has to go back. So the amount of hassle, you know, you're saying, I think it'll not be a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, adding more and more and more and more it's not really helping things.
It's never great, like, isn't it?
No, I don't think. And then it's affecting the performance, the reliability of stuff like too. It's going to affect it more long term.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to throw a question at you here as well, right? So you don't think electric is the answer, and you're not too pushed in this E10. Do you have an opinion on what you think will be the answer to what we're facing here, what the current issues are?
What the current issues are. So I suppose globally, electric vehicles not even 3%, 4%. That's all it is globally. It's just down here.
Minuscule.
And like people be on about the amount of electric vehicles that are in Ireland or whatever else. Ireland's like Birmingham. It's like a small, you know, in terms of population and in terms of whatever else. So the net effect that we're having on the whole thing is marginal. It's very marginal in my personal opinion. But so there's a huge, when you say like, why are we doing this and what's the reason for it and whatever else, ultimately there's so much commerce behind the whole thing. There's so much money to be made behind everything else, like in the layers of the layers of the layers, like that it's difficult to know where the thing's going. From a practical side of things, hydrogen sort of works. From a practical side of things, Toyota's newer engines, phenomenal mileage out of them. Even go back a little bit. My dad had a Citroen C5. I think it was a 2.2 or 2.3 diesel engine. That would do nearly 70 miles to the gallon. It's a 2.2.
Yeah, crazy like, wasn't it?
It ran, when it was running, about 1,100 reps. You know, while the car was taking, you know, while you were driving it, it's like down here.
Ticking over.
Yeah, there was no, so I don't really know that this idea of where they're going and the way that they treat the emissions. So you've seen the thing with Volkswagen and all the scandals associated with that. The same thing's happening currently with everything else. Like it's an electric car that'll do 500 kilometers. No, it won't. It'll probably do 300. And like, I know somebody recently bought an electric vehicle and their energy bill at home was up another 200 quid a month straight away. Like, you know, and that's significant. Now that's only a hybrid thing. It's not a full electric.
Also a plug-in hybrid.
Plug-in hybrid thing, and its electric bill's up now 200 a month. And the same person, like I know them well. Like, so I don't know. Like, there's a lot of behind the scenes. What's the future? Yeah, I think hydrogen's fabulous, but anywhere that you're dealing with a component in relation to hydrogen, it becomes really complex.
Yeah.
You know, and refueling becomes complex and whatever else. It's quick, but all the couplings, and then you have corrosion, and you have there's a whole raft of stuff that goes along with it. So I would say that there's probably more mileage for improvements with what we currently use, which is currently 95% of the market.
Yeah.
So if we can improve a little bit on that, it has a far more positive net effect than improving something on 5%.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we could get everything else up 10%, overall the positive effect in the long run is going to be. So I don't think people have thought about the disposal of the electric car, the damaged electric cars, having an electric car in your home, near your home. Like, we're already seeing companies that won't allow electric vehicles into car parks. They're not being allowed into multi-story car parks. You're not allowed to have a charger in your home. You're not allowed now. They're like, I looked today at a report, and it was only over a month of like incidents all over the world and things. You sort of go, and there's just so many random, like it's a robot hoovers, it's a e-scooter bike, it's all of the different battery related incidents, and so quite a lot of them involving death and injuries and buildings gone and that's only over a month.
Yeah.
And you're sort of going, and that's on a fraction of the
95%. Yeah.
So it's I don't know where it's going.
It's hard to know, isn't it? Yeah. Right, well, should we go on here? We have another question from Carolyn on Instagram. How often do you service the car, since they're only going around the track nearly every day, So
you'd literally be working on stuff all the time. So cars will be put out, then they'll be back in, they'll be fully checked over, oils, everything's done daily. All the time, daily. And you have basically 2 mechanics full time looking after the fleet of vehicles.
Because funny, I noticed when you start the GR Yaris up there, I think there's only like 1,500 kilometres or something on it. It's not due a service, but it has to be.
Oh yeah, that would probably have had several bits and pieces done already.
So again, I think we kind of touched on this earlier, but we'll just briefly again, your proudest moment here at the rally school was probably.
Yeah, it's like you'd say we're having. For me personally, was meeting McRae. That was really cool. But even like achievements where you get someone that's nervous or someone that's like other things that we do for some guys. There's a blind guy that comes here and he does driving.
What?
Yeah. So he sits in the driving seat. I sit in beside him, and away he goes. And I'd be so proud of him. Because he'll sit in and he has to trust me completely. So whatever I'm telling him to do, he has to do it. So, and we come up with a little system where I give him a hold of the steering, and a little bit like a pace note. So it's going to be a 1 right, a 2 right, 3 right, 4 right, 5 right, 6 right. Now hold. 5 right, 4 right, 3 right, 2 right, straight. Now we're going left-hander, so it's left 1, left 2. So you're talking like this the whole time as you're talking around the 14 corners on the track. So and then you come around the hairpin, and you get them around the hairpin. Right now, away we go again. Right now, so it's coming, and now it's slight right. Okay, it's 1 and a 2. Now we're going left, and then I'd say something stupid to him like, "Now you're coming to a corner now," and he goes, "David, that's no help to me. Are we going right or are we going left?" Because he'd be you'd have him lined up on the perfect line.
Yeah.
So then you sort of go, "You're coming to the corner now." And go, "No." Because remember, I can't see it.
That's
but
amazing.
I'd be so proud of people like that, or someone that's maybe had an accident or an incident, and you're trying to build up their confidence. So we do a bit of that then too for somebody. People that want just trying to get them back on the road. So say you were driving down the road, and God forbid somebody pulled out in front of you and there was a fatality. It wasn't your fault. But you've been involved in a fatality. So the idea of you going driving again is really tough, and it's a physical thing. So you'd be trying to get somebody like that, and then try and tease them out of that, and try and get them back to try and
just get them
try to get a little bit. So we do all sorts of different things like that. So, but when you say how would you be proud of? You just be proud of people's achievements. So we feed off their enthusiasm and their experience. Or you get someone that's nervous, and then at the end of things they go, "Right, I'm going to go with this." Like
they're going down the road by a Subaru.
Well, they're happy. They're you can see the improvement in them.
So Josh there on Instagram as well asked, do you still get the same buzz from rallying as you did when you started?
100%. Like from the once the car started, and when you're in the car and you're in the car with the customers, I still love that part.
Yeah, I could tell that from you when I was on the track.
It's still like, you know, it's you're doing something you love.
It's not a job then, so.
And we're feeding off your enthusiasm. Yeah. So we're literally feeding off it. Like, so if you're getting it and then you nail the handbrake, and you go, did you see that? Like, and it's just oh my God, like I'm after doing, you know, and it's that. That's the buzz that we get from it.
The Jews get from it. Yeah. If you could go back to the day you opened, what advice would you give yourself? Buy that 22B in Pratt's and sat here for a year and a half.
Yeah, and don't sell the Metros.
Don't sell the Metros. That's probably the one thing you'd tell yourself, I suppose.
Stop, like, you know.
There's probably lots, but that's probably one.
Well, there'd be three things you'd be saying, don't do that. But no, from that side of it, anybody it's a bit like yourselves that are trying to start out in something, I'd always sort of encourage people to be a wee bit brave and have a go. And you know, don't, you know, I say some people would buy a ruler to measure a ruler. So they're overly cautious.
Yeah.
You know, they're buying a ruler to measure it. And if you live your life like that, it's going to be the same. You're going to put the same stuff in, you're going to get the same stuff out.
Yeah.
So from that side of things, starting a business is really difficult. Like, we had a lot of difficulty in getting, you know, the whole thing. Like, we built this building and the track in 16 weeks.
What?
The whole thing in 16 weeks.
In 16 weeks?
And that track in 16 weeks. Not the other building, but this main building and the track. And Bertie Fisher came here, and we were about week 7 or week 8. And initially it was a 20-week program. And then the planning office said, no, there's a dimension missing off your drawings.
Right.
We're going to need to suspend it for another 4 weeks.
Oh.
I remember I didn't even reissue drawings. I went in with a pencil like this, and I wrote the fucking dimension. And all it was, you had a sectional elevation, a front elevation, and a plan.
Yeah.
So the height was on the front elevation.
Yeah.
You had the plan, but the height line, just one line, the architect is missing one line with a dimension. But it's the same as the second, you know, it's the same thing.
Transfer it across.
It's across, like. And I had to do that, and that delayed us 4 weeks. I was so mad, but said, right, let's do it. So started, and then Bertie Fisher was here. We were about halfway through the block work, only maybe 5 layers of blocks off the ground. 2-story building. And he's looking at it, and the rain was bucketing that day. And he says, well, what's the plan for this here? And I says, it's a 16-week program, and I says, and it'll be finished in 16 weeks. And he's looking at the building going, I'll tell you what, young Smith, he says, if you have that open in 16 weeks, we'll open her.
And down he came.
And that was the crack. It was just, so he was there, and he had the Group A Subaru there, same as this.
Yeah.
And so he had the car there coming off the trailer. But the cars were only to be on display, because we were sponsored by Subaru, you see, at the time, and he had his Subaru, and then we'd asked Andrew Nesbitt, he kindly came up as well, and then you had Niall Maguire. So Niall had, so the 3 cars were here anyway, and the crack took out anyway. So we had Nesbitt was in our car, and the new 2-door, the new car. Maguire was in his car, his Subaru, and you had the other car there. So the 3 cars were out there, and the boys were going around with shorts and ties on them. This was the opening day, 25 years ago. And so the tent and the thing and whatever else, but they couldn't get Bertie's car to just wouldn't quite start, like. But then Malachi was with ProDrive and stuff, so again to tinker, and so we were eating. I just remember it's clear, like we were having you know, bit of a food and stuff, and then you were listening to the car being started just on the outside of the tent, you know, and it just wouldn't quite fire, like she wouldn't fire up, and you know, Group A car starting up, it's just fabulous, like the echo out of it. So anyway, wouldn't start, and he's a bit annoyed, like, you know, that this thing, just a wee bit annoyed, like, not that it made any difference because the cars weren't to be driven, the whole thing. Right? So anyway, the next thing, you just hear her biting, and she just fires up. Yes. So we just knife and the thing like this. Excuse me, gentlemen. He goes out. I'll tell you, that thing got scorched around the track. So we go back in. So he was back in anyway. And then we go down and cut the official opening of the tape and all that sort of crack. And then I said, sure, maybe we'll do a few runs when you're here. And he goes, but we've no suits or anything on. And I said, we'll be fine. Like, you know, you're safe. Like, it's a big open environment and stuff. And I remember everybody who was here got a run with McGuire, Nesbitt, and Fisher. Oh, it was just the strap. There was a lady from Cavan, I can't think quite of her, she's a relative, and it was like daughter, mother, granny.
Oh,
so
right.
3 generations.
Yeah.
And so they were relatives of mine, and I was saying to them, you know, maybe to the daughter, maybe you'd want to go with the.
Yeah.
No, but Granny wants to go.
She's raring to go.
No, what do you mean, Granny? No, Granny wants to go.
She's mad to go.
Mad to go. So I remember strapping her in, and she had a little handbag like this, and the wee buttons on the wee suit and the whole thing, and got her into the car, and the belt's on, wrapped around her, and she just handbag up with the knee, right then.
Let's go.
And the harder he drove, the harder she wanted him to go.
She was delighted.
It was just, and I met her maybe 20 years later, and she was still talking about it.
Still talking.
But no, it was special to have had all that crack and all the time. Like McGuire, there was footage of it at the time, and McGuire and Nesbitt hammering tongues around the thing. It was really good fun.
It's good. I suppose we're getting to an end here. I suppose one of the questions here at the end: has social media impacted the business?
Yeah, for us, like, we'd have always tried to be at the forefront of it. So from, you know, when Facebook would have started, we'd have been right at the forefront, you know, everything, you'd been right at the start of it and trying to build it up as best as we can. It gives access out to people that, you know, you can't normally be talking to. But it's a whole bit of a minefield to understand how it works and trying to figure out how it works and make it work for us. And that bit I don't understand. So we've good help from the people here doing that, both Sinead and Eva, that would sort of focus on that part of it. And we've managed to build up a good, pretty decent following in the TikTok world and in the Instagram, that side of it. We'd like to build up the YouTube thing better, but not really understanding how to do that ourselves yet. But so that's, it's an immediate thing, and it lets people see our business sort of suits video. Yeah, you know, video sort of works with it.
Oh yeah.
People can get the emotion from somebody else, how it is.
That's all right. And I suppose one last one, we'll just wrap it up then. Would we welcome back for another day on the track?
Absolutely. Yeah. 2 legends like you, 2 driving gods like you.
Well, I'm the quickest apparently.
Now Daniel, the last time, he was already in discussions with Toyota now for the big 2026-27 program. You know,
there's a bit of background stuff going on there that I didn't know about.
Yeah, Lee's talking to Subaru to see would they return. Will Lee's come back into the World Championship, boy? Because I'm fucking really good, lads. I'm really good. You've never seen nothing like me before, lad. I'm pure class. I'm from Cavan, lad. I'm pure class. So from that side, no, absolutely most welcome.
And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I just want to say one last thank you to David from Rally School Ireland for giving us the time to come down and talk to him. Really do appreciate that. If you are interested in contacting Rally School Ireland and having some of these experiences for yourself, the details are on the screen now. I would absolutely recommend it to you. It's an incredible experience. There's all sorts of cars there for any kind of fancy or any kind of take you want to do. So definitely do reach out to them. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment, and why not give us a subscription. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.